So, let's talk about Titans, shall we? I just finished episode 2 of the first season of Titans, and... I don't know what to think. Quickly, a brief synopsis. Dick takes Raven to some old friends of his, who are the heroes Hawk and Dove, and they have some history, but that's largely irrelevant, unless we're looking for contrived drama. They're trying to take out some weapon suppliers, then they're going to retire, but then Robin's like, I'll help out, because Raven says he should. In the meantime, there's families hunting down Raven, because
everybody's hunting Raven now.
And then at the end, they attack, and Dove dies in the attack. And yeah, it just generally goes pretty south from there. What do I think? Well, again, we'll start with what I like about it. I'm beginning to like Raven's character. She's still comparatively not particularly strong compared to other versions of Raven, but I'm beginning to like this version of the character because she's got a likable personality, from this episode at least. The one thing that did get a bit of a smile out of me was the bit where she's watching Game of Thrones in the other room, and then we hear from around the corner, wait, dragons? This show just got so much cooler. And I was just like, yes, that's characterizing. You're getting that, Titans. But then, I guess we'll just use that as a jumping off point into what I didn't like about it. Let's start with Robin.
What is your major malfunction?
Robin has some serious damage in this show. I thought it was just the way the show was going when I saw him, killing people in an alley. But it's even worse now, because, he castrates someone at some point, and then follows it up by throwing one of his R's into someone's eyes, and then brutally murdering someone off screen in a fashion so brutal that this show chose not to show it.
Holy shit!
I don't even want to think about what he did to him. And then Hawk and Dove, who did their own share of brutalizing through this episode, are like, wow, dude, you've changed, you're a psychopath. And it's like, something is seriously wrong with Dick. He's violent to all kinds of different extremes. He was ready to just dump Raven on his friends, which is not morally correct. I assume they're going to explain later in the show why Robin's this way, but it's something seriously screwed up has had to have happened to him for this to turn out the way it is. Let's move on to Hawk and Dove. I don't know much about them in the comics, but they seem to be a little more prominent figures in the comics. Hawk is a whiny bastard who's convinced that Dick's just gonna waltz in and steal Dove away from him because,
Contrived drama.
And, Dove dies pointlessly. So, there are still things that are not convincing me about Raven, again. Just like how weak she appears to be. So far, again, I'm chalking this up to her mother figure, insisting that she'd not actually do anything. That could be why. Oh yeah, Dick's partner in the Detroit Police. I called it. I knew. I just knew when I watched the first episode she was probably going to end up dead pointlessly. And if she survived that encounter with the family, then I shall be a very surprised person indeed. So yeah, I knew she was going to die in an almost pointless manner. Was kind of pointless. Maybe you could have given the character something to do, as opposed to be fodder for,
this is how serious everything is, these are the stakes.
There's a lot of just blood splat thrown in for the sake of impact. There was one shot that appeared in the trailer of Dove slapping someone in the face and then blood exploding from their face. That appears in the final show, and I'm just watching it thinking, on what planet was that a good idea? They're trying to show how mature they are, I guess, but it's just coming off as edgy in the extreme. And this is this show's greatest downfall so far. It's trying to be mature, it's trying to be the grown-ups Titans, but it's just coming off as just edgy. Just edgy. A lot of my goodwill that I had after the first episode is diminishing after this one. I'm going to keep watching. I'm not giving up based on this episode, because there are still a lot of questions over it. Oh yeah, they didn't mention Starfire at all in this episode. Or Beast Boy. They're just kind of a non-event. And, Yeah. No, they've also got their work cut out for actually bringing the team together, because now Raven's run off because, you know, Dick actually has to face the consequences of him being a douchebag. So yeah, that's just my unscripted ramble of a tangent on my thoughts on this episode. It is not as solid as the first episode. I enjoyed it less than the first episode, except for the one line that they gave Raven to actually give her a character. I'd like that. I'd like that bit. It's probably the nicest bit I've seen in this show so far. Also, what was that thing about Dick Grayson being in a relationship with Dove? Was that completely necessary? Because that just looked like it was added just for
Contrived drama.
You know, the entire relationship between Hawk, Dove, and Robin was just contrived drama, the textbook. So I said, that's me ramble on me thoughts on this. I'm gonna, as I said, I'll keep watching. Hopefully it'll get better. I really do hope it will get better, because I'm not going into this actually really wanting to hate it. I mean, I judged it pretty hard to begin with, but now it's looking like the judgment I put on it when I first saw the trailer is becoming more true, and that's a shame, because when it comes to crappy TV, I'd prefer to be proved wrong. I would have preferred if Titans turned out to be one of the greatest things to happen to the franchise. I mean, I'd still defend the original cartoon without any hesitation, but I would have been a happy camper if I was wrong. And this was a good show, but so far, it's just not working for me. At least there's some set photos showing that Starfire and Raven are going to get more comic-accurate costumes. That's an improvement. Anyway, obligatory speech about hitting that like and that subscribe button. I'll try to get more content onto this channel that isn't Teen Titans related. As I said a while ago, I'm going to start going through my year-long marathon of Doctor Who and dissecting that serial by serial, because I want to suffer. I shall see you later then. Bye.